greatest form of control is where you think you're free when you're being fundamentally manipulated and dictated. One form of dictatorship is being in a prison cell and you can see the bars and touch it. The other one is sitting in a prison cell but you can't see the bar, you think you're free. What the human race is suffering from is mass hypnosis. We are being hypnotized by people like this. Newsreaders, politicians, teachers, lecturers. We are in a country and in a world that is being run by unbelievably sick people. The chasm between what we're told is going on and what is really going on is absolutely enormous.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Red Pill Hardcore. As usual, I'm your host V, and today I have a very special episode for you. Basically, I want to have this episode to be a behind the scenes of what goes on in truther media. I mean, I don't want to say I'm pioneering this, but with the information that I have and the information that my guest will have, you're going to see a lot of government censorship and interference. So I want to give you the behind the scenes on it. Once again, I have a good friend, Mr. Eric Griffin, who is running for U.S. Senate, state of Nevada, for 2018. He ran for 2016 as well. I actually had the pleasure of having him on my radio show, and I'll put the link right here. And this man is phenomenal, extremely phenomenal. He's grassroots. He's from the streets, as they say. You know, just to give you a little bit of a feel to the man. He's your everyday activist. He is. I mean, I don't know what to say about the man. He's an inspiration. He's a very brave man. I can't say that enough. Things I've read about him, you know, it takes a lot of gall to do some things that he's done, and the man's smart. And we need someone who is actually for the people, by the people, and who is the people, not an elitist. You know, Mr. Eric Griffin is someone that you should be voting for to get into office. He has my endorsement, just like he did in 2016. My opinions on the man has not changed, and I hope that you guys get educated about him. I will make sure that everyone knows about this man. But I'm going to play a video right now, a clip, that, again, shows you what government censorship is all about.
Eric _Griffin 93 at yahoo.com. Because I didn't get anything in the Gmail one.
You didn't get anything in the Gmail? Okay, so...
let me check the spam. Let me see if it went into the spam.
I just hit the record button on my laptop just in case, the screen record just in case, because it's obvious these people are trying to keep us from connecting, so.
Right. No, there's nothing in my spam.
There's nothing. Okay, say your Google invite address again.
The Yahoo one is Eric _Griffin 93 at yahoo.com.
Eric _Griffin Eric_Griffin.
93 at yahoo.com.
Okay, 93 at yahoo.com. I mean, I can send you an invite on the other one as well, again, at the same time.
Okay.
I'm sending it to both, yeah. It's egriffin944 at gmail.com.
Yeah, that's the Gmail one. 944 at Gmail.
Okay. So I have both of these, and I'm sending invites to both.
Okay. Awesome. Check the Gmail now because I haven't got anything just yet. Nah, bro, I ain't got nothing in neither one.
Well, this goes to show you how they want to keep, I'm an underground TV talk show host, and, you're an upcoming candidate. This is how politics are controlled. This is how the underdog cannot rise up. You can't get publicity. They want to censor me on Facebook. They want to censor me everywhere. Now, I'm recording all this right now. I'm recording this right now to throw into the TV show. All right.
Yeah, I have. Let me check back to my other one. No, there's nothing in my spam or in my regular inbox. So that's 2 email addresses that for some reason we're not being able to connect on.
Okay.
That's crazy. I don't know what to tell you, bro.
And you can't connect with me on Skype either. Well, you can't get your Skype going either, though, right?
Excuse me?
And you can't get your Skype going either, right?
No, they're trying to charge me. I think they said $4 or something, $5, but
Skype is free.
But that's why I was going to just do a regular video and send it to you. But I kind of want to do it, on your show. That's, you have a live TV show, so it comes out better that way. But I can do an hour video, and you can go ahead and edit it and do whatever you want as long as I know. But your plan sounds better anyway, so I'm going to sit back and let Nina do her thing. Mm-hmm. And then when she, like you say, we'll follow the way your plan goes because I like the way that sounds. That sounds much better anyway. So I'm not going to stress on it right now until we get a hold of her.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, then. I'll talk to you then.
All right. Thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry for the dark. I'm in the studio, and you got to save, on the power bill with the lights and everything, how powerful they are. But this just goes to show you how political candidates, the ones who are there for the people, are, squashed. Here I am, alternative truther media. I've already been censored across the board, even though TV networks are picking me up here and there. Here I have a candidate who's actually going to be here for the people, and we cannot connect. So I'm actually glad I decided to start recording this.
And so, again, behind the scenes, I'm not sure how many people actually do that for their viewers. But again, government censorship, covert electronic hacking, dampening. I try to have a lot of people try to find me on this network, that network. Even through my Skype, when people do a search for me, nothing will come up. Usually I have to do a search for them as far as my guests are concerned. And it's they really try to bury you underground, electronically speaking. So it's really grotesque how this works. But again, I will go ahead and post the link to the show that I did with Mr. Eric Griffin here on the screen. And I have another video clip to show you. It's actually from Mr. Eric Griffin himself. Because, he made a video because we could not get connected by any means whatsoever. Different internet, different computers, just nothing. Absolutely nothing. Couldn't get him. So he made a Facebook Live video. And it just didn't happen. I couldn't connect with him. I was just going to do a little special and actually try to connect with him on Facebook. And even though I couldn't connect with him, I want to say that a recent contact of mine, a new friend, an intelligence officer, tells me all about the electronic interference and how these things happen. If you can sit through it, watch Eric's video that he sent me, and it's just to go show you how they want to censor, how they want to make things unreadable, unhearable, unviewable in this editing, or excuse me, in the censorship that's going on. Now, we could have edited some, but there's no point. There's no way to fix it. So if you really want to see how this happens to an upcoming politician that they don't want anyone to know about, watch it. If not, you can skip over 15 minutes from now and skip past the commercial for the second half hour of the show. I have Alison Ireland on, also a video sent to me because we weren't able to connect. Now, Alison Ireland, excuse me, Alison Ireland is putting together a Unity and Hope conference in Boston, which I will be a guest speaker at if I can actually have all my equipment and internet services working. So please listen to what she has to say, and please, share this episode, share my media. I would love it. I always love my fans, and please just view the content. Let me know what you think. You can email me. So without further ado, video from Mr. Eric Griffin.
And once again, I am Mr. Eric Griffin. I'm running for U.S. Senator of Nevada in 2018, people. So let's jump aboard this ship and take a nice little cruise here. Forgive my roughness. You know, I was told by my chief of staff, you know, I need to kind of let you people know what's going on with the appearance and why I'm not dressed up in my suit and tie and why I'm not out there, you know, suited and booted trying to do what the regular politicians do. And I'm kind of far from that right now because we're dealing with a lot of stuff and a lot of issues that, you know, I'd rather be down in the trenches in my everyday clothes trying to battle this, combat this system that we have that is really kind of depriving people of just their human rights. You know, we're not going to even get into the civil rights and, you know, the breaking down the violations of that right now until I can find Mr. Went and Mr. Thomas as well. So we have it's supposed to be a pretty good show here, so give me a second to step up to the plate and get these guys aboard here who's going to be doing this interview regarding my run for the U.S. Senate of Nevada in 2018. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's see. Set this up a little bit. Oh, that's the light. Most definitely need that, people. Okay, it's this one. Okay, invite. I'm gonna invite a few more people, so bear with me, everyone, so I can get this party started. Basically, we're gonna be touching on my campaign run, as well as other issues that is gonna basically affect all of us. You know, whether color, religion, all that is gonna play a part in what we're really trying to do and get established here and let people know and understand and have an option of either accept or not accepting the truth. So we can do what we can do. But I have two people on the line right now. We do have a lot of things to this out of the way. We have sponsors to announce right now. Any of our programs right now by Mr. Wynn, other comrades, six black, white, you know, it's really sad that people doing the job for that. That's black to hear with these facts. So very important. I'm still trying to invite our hosts. Actually, are going live on Facebook, but we have an actual television crew who's going to be joining us and asking questions and where we're going to take the direction of this campaign for the U.S. Senate. So, you know, which you know me, I'll first and I'm not trying to just kill all white people, which we really should, you know, to solve all the fucking problems. But forgive me, everyone, you know. But it's the problem, you know, the weeds up. Maybe got disconnected if we did anyway. How the rest there is actually how this helping a lot of individuals who are being absorbed and murdered by the United States government, and these are things that we are going to be proving. these are the things that we're going to be presenting to the people, because this fight we've been fighting with, which nobody really knows and understands about, is really why you have so much chaos and so much things are going on right now, because of this targeted individual and government and legal operation. You guys are American, basically, and there's a lot of things that go with that program, and this is what they got right now that basically you can hear in other places, I've had doctors, I've had actual whistleblowers and agents come and, really chop it up, present information, present facts, but who do you trust? You deal with them that you trust. Even there's, everyone tells everybody, but people well, I don't care. They don't care. Who the whole world about 1% control of everything. Guys, who gets a business, the best education, who gets military support, who gets, they create a lot of these incidents, to create a lot. So what we're doing in this campaign is, once again, we'll be out on the forefront. I'm going to be in the main lines on every battlefield possibly have been fighting regarding targeted, a lot of them, and you deal with a lot of corruption. You have the court system on this. You have your Congress in on this. You have your White House in on this. You have your military in on this. You have your law in on this. You have your people in on this. And this is something that we can prove. This is something we know. These are from people who are actually participating, from people who have actually tried to stop a lot of this. I think I may have lost something, but anyway, we're going to still continue to go live and stream until I get my, not really a sponsor, but the host of this show that I'm supposed to be going live on for right now. But until they do come, we'll continue on how this run for 2018 will be beneficial for non-targeted individuals as well, the average citizens, because we're also developing a lot of play for ex-military, ex-law enforcement, people to get careers in something that's coming up and new under my run. Just my run alone is opening up doors for different states, not just the state of Nevada, because what we have in play, and those participants are going to start funneling money, whatever we need, food, water, training, education that is not sponsored by the American, education board system, things of that nature. How to actually get away from this system that we're in now. And like I said, these are not just all black people talking this. You got a lot of people who really just are fed up from all colors. But due to the things that we've been going through throughout this history of being here, it's about right now, my people, because we need it the most right now. We need time to heal each other. We need time to get our stuff together. But during this world, there is no time. That's what this world is about. They're trying to murder people massively, individually, and those who stand up, you see a lot of human rights, civil rights, and we got all those rights. But if you had all, it wouldn't be so many people victimized. And civil rights there is just one of them. We don't have time for that. We got a lot of things that we need to take care of, and I only have an hour to kind of convey this for today. But like I say, I'm going to be on the forefronts, dressed however I feel, looking bummy, feeling great about myself though, because I know the teammates that I have, the staff members that I have, the people that are assisting us and trying to do what we have to do. I don't care how I look right about now, as long as we're getting the job done and people are being saved, people are happy, people are getting things done, So as long as I don't smell, I think I'm all right with that one. So You know, the attire that you may see me in sometimes, you know, it may be a suit, it may be a shirt, depending on that. But I doubt it because I don't see this ever leaving anytime soon. Of the disasters that are taking place in America, the disasters taking place in Africa, the disasters that are taking place all over the world that are being perpetrated by basically, you know, American and his allies. You know, it goes where it goes. And with this being said, we can change a lot of stuff. And then this run in 2017 that I was in, and it didn't go through, you know, because of a lack of participant and not understanding how the system goes and not understanding who they're dealing with and not really contributing back to the community. So now back here in 2018, here we're going to be, you're going to either be standing up there with me, getting ready to head to Washington, D.C. under some new rule, you know, or, you know, hey, we're going to continue to struggle and fight the way we're doing it. But I think in 2018, I'm confident that you, the people, will kind of stand up there and get me where I need to be to speak for you, because nobody else cares. Nobody else is doing it. It's all talk. I back mines up with action. I have history with the targeted individual community for the last 15 years, you know, so people, they understand. I've dealt with a lot of other organizations, you know, in that time. So I get a lot of stuff that the average citizen don't get, and they don't understand it because they look at me and automatically think, dude, who do you think you are? You know, it's unbelievable the information and things that I get, and the comprehension of what they're trying to convey to me, that I convey it back to the people where it's basically understood by all levels. So people are amazed. Look, this nigga is not supposed to be doing this, you know. But anyway, I got to get back to you. I guess we're going to cancel this show. If not, I'm going to have our sponsor or our host of this television company who's going to be contracting us out and putting us up in the air. And we'll have a platform for, you know, hopefully many, many years to come until we can establish our own and figure out where the direction of this country is really going, and the direction of, you know, individuals where we need to be going. You know, if we can't be a part of something that's just and fair and right, you know, for everyone, then we need to separate and have our own. Everyone needs to do their thing, but we know that's not going to happen because we have a lot of people that just are determined to kill people, that are determined to destroy people, that are just determined to control. It's power play, and it's it's no humanity back out there, not in the government, and basically it never has been. So there's history into what I'm saying, and I'm just trying to convey something right now because the show is not really going in a direction that we needed it to go because the sponsor, the host, is not here, and they had some very important questions and information that they wanted to give out to you, but due to a lot of, you know, I would say government entities, individual entities who want to kind of stop what we're doing, you know, these are the things that we deal with. So until we can get it right, I'm going to always be here for you, and I'm going to always find a way to relay, convey, and get the information you all need out there to save your lives. It's kind of sad people don't listen, and if people really paid attention and listened, what's happening in Houston right now and down in the other southern states would not be happening right now. All this has been told and been telling you for years and years, and each little plot they come up with, we give it to you. But yet we still get kind of no support. But then you come back and say, well, what are you guys doing? Well, why are you doing this? And you know, I mean, it's a struggle. It's a struggle when you're dealing with this type of revolution at this time. This is not, like I said previously, 1960. This is not 1970. It's not 1980. This is a very advanced and complicated war because it's not just one war. You're at war on every front, every single front, and they've been ahead of everyone for the last 50 or 60 years while y'all spinning your wheels, running in circles, being fed these lies. So with that said, I'm going to wrap this up, and we're going to finish this because I don't even know if it's broadcasting or what, but this is what you're going to be seeing me in out there on the front lines fighting, out there training, out there showing, explaining, So until then, I am Mr. Eric Griffin, running for U.S. Senate of Nevada. If you want to support us anywhere, you can call my chief of staff, or you can hit my chief of staff, Nina Duvall, up, and she will most definitely get back to you. And we're ready, and we're going to continue to stay ready. Come on and join us over here.
Greetings, citizens of the world. We are anonymous. It is no surprise that the mainstream media does not often like to mention us, and when they do, we are always made out to be an extremist, or even terrorist organization. In truth, we are just people. We are brothers and sisters, fathers and mothers. We are young and old alike. We come from every walk of life and every corner of the world. We are just people. Yet, through all of our diversity, we have found common ground. We stand united as one and divided by zero. The Red Pill Hardcore exposes the truth with the answers. Have you ever been followed home at night by a bright star? UAV drone? Have you ever felt like you are being watched? Energy spectrum surveillance? Have you ever heard a buzz in your brain and ringing in your ear? Satellite EEG brain entrainment. Have you ever felt like someone is reading your thoughts? Remote neural monitoring. Have you ever heard voices in your head that were not your own? Voice to skull. Have you ever heard these voices repeat themselves unending? Synthetic audio harassment. Known someone driven mad by the voices till they killed people? CIA, NSA on-shelf shooters. Then, like Aaron Alexis and Myron May, you are a targeted individual, government mind control victim. War is coming. To learn more, listen to the Red Pill Hardcore. The corrupt have chosen to make an enemy of humanity, and if it is an enemy they want, then so be it. An enemy they shall have. To those who place the value of $1 above the value of a life, to those who would think they are above justice. We are everywhere, and we are watching. We are legion. We are one. Expect us.
Hello, this is Allie
and Kathy.
We are from the Boston support group, local New England support group for targeted individuals. We are coming together to put on a conference here in Boston. This is going to be in October. We are calling it the first 2017 First Unity and Hope Conference. The point of this conference is to tell targeted individuals, as PACs would say, you are not alone. This conference is supported by various organizations, the Red Pill Hardcore Show, Techno Crime Fighters Forum, Ella Free, PACs International, Citizens Against Harmful Technology, Targeted Massachusetts. The conference is going to be Saturday, October 21st, and Sunday, October 22nd. So again, we are working with a number of different organizations putting this conference on in Boston. The goal of the conference is to unite the community, make a video of the conference that we're going to have online after, creating a one-stop shop for targeted individuals to learn about technology, resources, activism, support networks, scanning, lawsuits, and receive hope for a solution to end the torture.
The conference deliberations will be on the following topics: demonstrating the technology used for psychotronic voice-to-skull, discussing all known technologies and patents used in the psychological and physical torture of a targeted individual, discussing the history of mind control in technology and torture used on non-consensual innocent civilians, introducing all current resources available to targeted individuals, including conference calls, websites, blogs, social media pages, radio, TV, YouTube, podcast shows, and local support group networks. There's a lot out there. Discussing activism opportunities, walks, letter writing campaigns, flyers and t-shirts and awareness campaigns, meetups, rallies, protests, and other ways to raise awareness of the growing crime. Demonstrating and discussing scanning techniques and referring the individuals to private investigators who can scan for radio frequency identification, nanomaterials, and similar technologies in individuals. Discussing countermeasures like shielding, psychological support, spiritual support, and detox cleanses. Introducing legal action ideas, including the collection of evidence, the gathering of affidavits, and class action lawsuits. Discussing the symptom survey created for the targeted community and enthusiastically supported by many joint organizations with both William Binney and J. Kirk Wiebe as advisors. This survey is intended to gather demographics, medically diagnosed and undiagnosed symptoms, and other information related to what targeted individuals experience. Our goal is to bring together as many support groups, media shows, activism groups, and organizations of targeted individuals so we can work together and learn from each other and strategize on solutions to bring about change and end the suffering of hundreds of thousands of victims nationwide. It's really worldwide. The number of people experiencing electronic harassment and gang stalking is growing exponentially daily. People Against Covert Torture and Surveillance, that's an organization called PACS, P-A-C-T-S, estimates roughly 300,000 or so people have come forth to say that they are currently victimized by electromagnetic weapons and neuroweapons, often in combination with implants and covertly administered nanotechnologies. Our hope is to come together to build, empower, and educate the community on technology, resources, and support, and as a unified front, attempt to educate the public. And as a result of this conference, we will be able to strategically fight for the freedom and justice with unity of all the groups worldwide, and a knowledge and understanding of the program and the technology. We also strongly encourage the targeted individuals to bring their friends and their family to support and to educate those around them on what invisible crimes there are currently being committed against them.
Thanks. So the conference will include live or video presentations from the following key thought leaders in the targeted individual community. Karen Milton Stewart, activist, NSA whistleblower, former NSA linguist, Technocrime Fighters Forum. Carl Clark, activist, whistleblower, former CIA and MI5 operative. Dr. John Hall, activist, author, practicing physician. Dr. Magnus Olson, activist, general manager of the European Coalition of Covert Harassment. Terry Brewer, activist, call moderator, runs gang stalking crimes. David Voights, activist, former naval officer, organized the Walk Against Human Experiments. Dr. Millicent Black, activist, pastor, Technocrime Fighters Forum. Dr. Paul Marco, activist, Technocrime Fighters Forum, Pinecone Utopia. Dr. Sean Andrews, activist, material scientist, engineer, and organic chemist. Ella Free, activist, call moderator, The Ella Free Show. Kate Ryan, activist, call moderator, runs the New England support group organizing the symptom survey. Midge Mathias, activist, researcher with a new online investigative technique. Tomo Shibata, activist and author. Stephen Schellen, activist and actor. Gary Kazenbaum, activist, former Marine captain. Desiree Foley, activist, YouTube sensation. V, activist, TV and radio personality, The Red Pill Hardcore Show. Derek Robinson, activist, PAX International Executive Director. Frank Allen, activist, call moderator, runs Targeted Massachusetts. Dr. Matthew Aaron, activist, neurobiologist and toxicologist. Mike Mason, activist, call moderator, showing the B2K with the audio spotlight. Peter Rosenholm, activist, runs New England Support Group. Neil Chevry, activist, runs Citizens Against Harmful Technology. Dwight Magnum, activist, engineer, designed device to alleviate symptoms of targeting. Roseanne Marie Schneider, activist and author. So some of the logistics of the conference. The conference is going to run from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday and 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Sunday. Friday and Saturday evening is going to be an informal opportunity for networking and support within the community. The conference itself is free and open to the public. Lodging options have been solidified. They include a dormitory-style option on site of the conference for $64 per person for Friday and Saturday night, and which comes out to $32 a night. Attendees do need to bring their own sheets for the dormitory-style lodging, and meals can be provided for $20 a day. This includes dinner for Friday night, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for Saturday, and breakfast and lunch for Sunday. Conference venue also includes a seating area for 100 people in the conference area. The dorm-style sleeping is for 50 people on a first-come, first-served basis. There's a water machine, large industrial kitchen, men's and women's showers, restrooms, plenty of fridge space. It's close to both the 95 and the 93 freeways, easy to get to with public transportation, beautiful views of the Boston skyline, hiking trails. Representatives from the local support group will shuttle people in from the public transportation drop-off or coming in from the airport. And if coming in from out of town, we recommend getting in on Friday. So once you RSVP for the event, we get in touch with you. We can work out the logistics at that time. We will talk to you about the venue. We're not putting the venue specifically up online right now. Just we've had some issues with a previous venue before, so we're just trying to be a little bit extra careful. Right. But once you RSVP, we'll get in touch with you with all the logistical details. So there's also going to be a block of rooms, if you don't want to do the dormitory style, there's a block of rooms at a Homewood Suites, which is 5 minutes away from the conference location. These are booked at a discounted rate of $169 per night for a studio with a king bed and a pull-out sleeper sofa. There's also $189 per night for a one-bedroom with 2 queen beds and a pull-out sleeper sofa. The $169 you can put up to 4 people, and the $189 can be up to 6 people. Space is limited, so sign up today, especially if you would like the dormitory lodging. So for additional information or to RSVP, you can see our website. It's www.2017unity and that's and spelled out, not the and sign, A-N-D, and hope.com. So 2017unityandhope.com. Please try to RSVP. We're saying no later than the middle of this month, ideally. You know, I mean, the sooner you can RSVP, the better. We need to know that we'll have enough people to even actually be able to do the conference. So,
Right.
you know,
We have to make a commitment, and it depends on the number of people. Right.
So, for questions, comments, or concerns, or ideas, please reach out. So we want to make this the best resource that we can for TIs, by TIs. So you can contact us. We have a phone line set up. It's 1-866-TI-HELP-L. TI as in TI Help Line. So 1-866-TI-HELP-L. Or you can email us at 2017 Unity, and again, and is spelled out, hope at gmail.com. So we're also going to talk a little bit about some video testimonials that we're collecting.
Thank you. Yes, we'll be creating a video montage of the targeted individuals who submit their testimonies. We will encourage you that by sending these in, it would be wonderful for people to see who are attending the conference, and they will be available online as well. So even if you can't attend the conference, it's good to get your voice out there. It's very powerful and empowering to you as a targeted individual to speak out. So like I said, this will be played at the conference and then online after. So please do not submit anything unless you give your consent to do that. You do not have to show your face on these videos. If you do not want to use your real name, you don't have to either. Some people use a picture of some lovely scene or something in their home that they have, you know, on their wall, and you can just use that, or create an anonymous type of name to remain anonymous, and then just use your voice to speak your testimony or your message that you want to get out there. But if you can, we'd love for you to come forward, and any video format will work. We do encourage you, however, to send these by the end of October.
Or the end, I think the end of
So
this month.
sorry, yes, yes, the end of August. Thank you. To Dr. Aaron. His email address is Dr. Matthew. That's a dot, same thing as a dot. Matthew, MATTHEW. Period again, or dot. AARON, that is Apple, Robert, Oliver, Nancy, at gmail.com. So dr.matthew.aaron@gmail.com. Please review the following instructions from Dr. Aaron. He asked that people should be able to record a short clip that is of high quality, that's no bigger than 20 megabytes in size. And he says high quality is very important here because we want to portray ourselves as credible, professional, upstanding, and productive members of society, which we all are. So I would strongly encourage people, this is him speaking, to make the best video clips they can, paying close attention to focus, ambient lighting, camera steadiness, the clothes they're wearing, and how they speak. Diffuse natural light is always best. Whenever possible, they should use video recorders like those on the best of the cell phones out there, or at the very least, or those on quality digital cameras or video cameras. And if people have these amazing video clips that are larger than 20 megabytes in size, they can Dropbox them to him at his email address. And if they really need to, they can even send him files on USB sticks. His address will be provided if necessary. I think everybody should express themselves in the individual ways, he says, that they want to. Some people may want to express strength and happiness in the face of great turmoil and abuse. But he goes on, he says, I think it would be more powerful if many or most people really dig down deep into their feelings of indignation, suffering, and being tortured sadistically and violated greatly, and in parentheses, on par with gang rape. So now you understand where he's coming from. He says if people have tears or have had tears over these violations or emotion in their voices, he would encourage them to let that show, as long as it's genuine. I would suggest keeping the messages on the short side, he recommends, and creating a video which includes information of a broader public interest, including the following. So it doesn't need to be this whole list of his suggestions, but these are some great ones you can pick and choose from.
Yeah, so just some suggestions that he provides. So, you know, maybe something to identify yourself, but it doesn't have to be too personal. So you could say you could say your first name, or you could just say something like, I am a mother of 3 small children. I am a nurse. We are a retired couple. I am a college student. If you don't want there to be any identifying information, you know, or you don't want you put your face, you can turn away from the camera. You can film the back of your head, wear sunglasses, a scarf. You know, many TIs who are ready to speak up, you know, speak in your own voice and show your face if you feel comfortable doing so. But, you know, you can be anonymous as well if that's what you prefer. So, you know, a general idea of where you live, where you were when you were targeted, the city, state, or even just general region of the country, or just the country that you live in. The year that you were first targeted, total number of years that you've been targeted, a sentence or two on how you're targeted and how it's impacted your life and the lives of those around you, and a plea that you're asking the public to start listening to these victims, or asking the government or medical profession, law enforcement, to finally start taking steps to take this issue seriously. Possibly something, I'm speaking out so this crime doesn't grow to the point where this happens to you and your family. The videos could also include pets that are being victimized, and he discourages people from making, you know, really detailed statements about the torture or about the technology involved. You know, discouraging people from making specific claims on who they think is doing it to them. The more powerful and believable the message, you know, is devastating consequences of being targeted. Short videos are more likely to be watched. You know, we suggest people really limiting this to, like, you know, 10 to 40 seconds. You can say a lot in less than a minute. So, you know, let the video run for a few seconds before you start speaking. So there'll be plenty of room for him to edit the clips. And, you know, if you want to reference, if you have a website, or you have, you know, a blog or YouTube videos, or, you know, somewhere where people can go to get more of your full testimony, you know, you can reference that there as well. So, you know, that's just what we were doing with that. And, you know, there's a few, while we have a chance to, you know, speak to the community, you know, Kathy and I just had a few other things that we thought were important, you know, to really mention, to get across to the targeted individual community. One of those is we strongly recommend anyone at this point who has the means to get scanned. We believe that is the first step towards freedom. So I personally recommend the supervisory control and data acquisition called the HSCADA that Melinda Kidder at Columbia Investigations in Columbia, Missouri can do for you. She does a ELF, EMF field meter reading, a radio frequency detector, microwave transmitter detector, portable spectrum analysis, thermal imaging camera, and metal detector scan. So a little bit about the HSCADA. Scans are conducted over a period of approximately 1 to 2 hours in order to allow for intermittent signals and either being transmitted or received. If any devices or nanomaterials are present in the client's body, equipment is tested before and throughout a scheduled appointment to ensure proper function. Scans are conducted over the entirety of the client's body, and again with special focus on points of concern to the client. Any observations are noted and documented in a written report, and the client receives within approximately 2 weeks after the scan date. I think I received mine within like a day or two. Very quickly. Professional report.
Oh, it's beautiful, yeah.
And, you know, she is, you know, does a lot of safety measures. She'll test before you get there, test after you leave to make sure any frequencies she picks up are actually specific to you. You know, so generally speaking, the scans of some of the newer, younger victims, you know, don't pick up the RFID or show anything with the metal detectors. Usually There's the newer silicone implants and nanotechnology that's being used. You can, at that point, get your scan analyzed, and the data, FCC, all of the frequencies are registered to the FCC. Dr. Hildegarde Stanninger can do this for you. She can search the FCC database to tell you who the frequencies are registered to, how long they're registered to them. So just a little bit about this information. Scans of targeted individuals often indicate, elevated ELF EMF frequency emissions from specific parts of your body, radio frequencies coming that can be transmitted possibly via satellite. These frequencies are often registered to academic institutions, government agencies, companies hired by government agencies, public broadcast stations, educational broadcast service, broadband internet service providers, all used for collaborative research. Also, often seen is a lack of thermal expression in your nose, possibly indicating silicone implants and/or nanotechnology. This is some of the technology that's used to torture victims with psychotronic, voice-to-skull, sound which bypasses the ears, sexually assault them, and also uses bioelectric stimulation to generate a drug state via a remote signaling device, and physically torture and burn people. So currently this technology exists, has been developed by MIT, home of the US Army Super Soldier Institute, as a wireless drug delivery chip. Skin patch tests and hair follicle tests can also reveal to the victims nanowires, formaldehyde used in nano delivery systems, amosite used in nanotechnology causing lung cancer, mesothelioma, and asbestos. So it's been documented actually since 2006. The NSA signals intelligence uses EMF brain stimulation for remote neural monitoring and electrical brain link. EMF brain stimulation has been developed since the MK Ultra program of the early 1950s, which included neurological research and radiation non-ionizing EMF, bioelectric research and development, resulting in secret technology that is categorized the National Security Archives as radiation intelligence, defined as the NSA monitors available information about the technology and withholds the scientific research from the public. There are also international intelligence agency agreements to keep this technology a secret. So, we're going to try to go into as much detail at the conference as we possibly can, about the technology, the patents, what we know about the program, share information, help each other learn. I believe that right now we are at a very pivotal junction. I believe that finally tech companies are catching up with the government technology. So, for example, microchips are being implanted at companies like 3 Square Market between employees' thumbs and forefingers. Facebook recently announced at the F8 conference that they are developing technology where users can communicate with their thoughts, and augmented virtual reality, I guess similar to the two-dimensional holograms that many of us have seen without using cell phones or special glasses.
Right.
So this was a secretive division at Facebook. Facebook's California headquarters, Mark Zuckerberg, describes telepathy as the ultimate communication technology. Regina Dugan, who joined Facebook last year as the head of the experimental technologies, previously worked at Google, and before that, DARPA. So where most likely she was working on this technology, decades before it's launched to the public. So it's no wonder, I don't know, anytime I try to create a Facebook profile for activism, I get shut down in like a 24-hour period. I just want to urge targeted individuals too, if you're on Facebook, just be careful, because we do believe that there are people that troll Facebook, for targeted individuals. Like, for example, if you see something, maybe like a fake Robert Duncan profile called like the Duck Hunter, just be careful what you post, because, there's, talked about it a little bit in an interview that I did on the Ella Free show, or the Frank Allen's show that's online. There's a lot of reasons why I am led to believe that they refer to us as ducks, or, patsies, sitting ducks. So, I believe that targeted individuals are no longer going to be seen as crazy people, writing blogs, putting videos on YouTube. I believe that we are a network of people and of organizations that, you know, if we can come together as a unified front to present these crimes in a credible way, you know, even just once a year, you know, get together, try to share ideas at, you know, a conference like this. And my vision is maybe we do this at different places, you know, around the country and then maybe even the world someday, you know, and every year try to make it bigger. And, you know, another really big important thing is collecting data right now. So that's another, you know, really important thing that we need to stress to the community. You know, that we're collecting data of the victims. We need to analyze it and present it in a professional, credible way to government, legal, and political platforms. So, you know, I never wanted to be a whistleblower. You know, I mean, I never saw myself. I'm a mom of 3 small children. I'm a businesswoman, a salesperson. You know, I have no idea who is targeting me, why they're targeting me. I probably wouldn't even believe that any of this was real unless it happened to me firsthand. You know, but now that I've been exposed to these crimes, I can't go on in silence.
No.
You know, hundreds of thousands of people, innocent men, women, and children. You know, I know firsthand that children are involved in this, are being drugged, they're being raped, and they're being tortured by this technology.
And their minds are being controlled and also intruded upon.
How many people are locked up in mental institutions, in jails, that shouldn't be, that, you know, are not crazy, that remotely influenced to commit crimes? It's not right that the only people that are able to get out of this, you know, are people who have the means to get scanned, to have the means to, you know, hire private investigators and lawyers and, you know, get a settlement and sign a gag order. You know, it's, obviously it makes sense why they're trying so hard to cover this up. I mean, if you really think about it, you know, the implications, I mean, due process, patient privacy laws, you know, all of these things that our country is built on that are just completely null and void.
Right.
So, you know, I think all we can do is, you know, try to come together, try to strategize, figure out the best way to collectively present this in a credible way. You know, like I was saying, you know, in addition to scanning, the other most important thing that I think that we can stress is data collection endeavors. And, you know, we recommend anyone who is a targeted individual, you know, who wants to put an end to this, help with these endeavors. So, you know, these, in the words of, I'm going to quote Terry Brewer, who I think is a great activist. Data collection is the process of gathering and measuring information on targeted variables in an established systematic fashion, which then enables one to answer relevant questions and evaluate outcomes. Data collection is a component of research in all fields of study, including physical, social sciences, humanities, and business. While methods vary by discipline, the emphasis on ensuring accurate and honest collection remains the same. The goal for all data collection is to capture the quality evidence that allows analysis to lead to the formation of convincing and credible answers to the questions that have been posed. So just a few current data collection endeavors that we know about right now. Dr. Catherine Horton is collecting affidavits. If you're not familiar with her, she has some great videos up on YouTube. She does the Techno Crime Fighters Forum, which can be found on Pinecone Utopia. You can also watch them on YouTube. I believe it's episode 19. She started to talk about her affidavit collection endeavor. Apparently the affidavit draft has not been released yet, but just keep watching and she will give further instructions for that. Her email is contact@stop007.org. Terry Brewer that I just quoted at stopgangstalkingcrimes@gmail.com. He's collecting forms on his website. So that's www.stopgangstalkingcrimes.com/victims-forms. And then most importantly, you know, one that's near and dear to my heart is the symptom survey. This is created for the targeted individual community, enthusiastically supported by Bill Binney, former NSA crypto mathematician, and J. Kirk Wiebe, former NSA senior analyst, as advisors. Both have worked in signals intelligence. The mission of the survey is to collect data of individuals with complaints of COINTELPRO-like tactics and technological abuse. these advisors are not only, I mean, they're heroes and patriots. The survey is intended to gather demographics, medically diagnose and undiagnosed symptoms, and other information related to what a targeted individual experiences. They are structuring and bringing a scientific method to the process of data collection. They're not targeted individuals. They both have worked at NSA for over 30 years. Both work tirelessly at bringing to light the violations of protections of personal freedoms. So, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of misinformation. I've seen a lot of misinformation on Facebook around the symptom survey, around Benny and Weeby. I don't know how you could find more honorable patriots
People
and,
of great integrity.
Oh my goodness. I mean, so I recommend to everybody, watch a good American movie. It will give you a little bit of background on these men. I've heard people say they're perpetrators and they're collecting information to harm us. And, perpetrators is a term that the community uses to call the people that are doing this to us. I just watch the launch of the Global Targeted Individual Survey, the survey instructions online. It's a YouTube video.
I found that very helpful.
Yeah, I mean, it explains it a little bit more. Watch The Good American. Just make a decision for yourself. I feel these NSA whistleblowers are supporting our targeted individuals in our efforts to expose these crimes. And I mean, they are our best bet right now. I mean, they are taking as many measures. So, other things that I've heard people say, like, misinformation. One is, it takes too long to complete. It took me 20, 30 minutes. You can take longer if you want. It's a free flow survey, so you can add additional information in. It's not multiple choice, so you can, I attached, my affidavit, trying to get approval to attach the scanning information. So, I think that, it's, you can take longer if you want, but just even if you take like 20 minutes, or just to say,
or do it 20 minutes a day, even until you feel like you've completed it to your satisfaction.
But I mean, it doesn't even have to take that long. If you have 20 minutes that you can just say, look, I'm a targeted individual. This is like quickly one sentence on what I'm experiencing. Just having the numbers is something. To be able to show credibly the number of people who are actually being targeted by this, and actually have some accurate numbers. So,
and once you watch the Bill Binney, Kirk Weeby discussion that they held on the YouTube video, that will really outline it better for you as far as what they're going to be gathering from it too. So you'll be able to design it according to what they're asking for. It's not hard.
And I mean, they're taking the best measures that they can to protect your personal information. I know that's, a big concern. So, I mean, obviously as targets, we're all paranoid, nobody knows, you don't know who to trust, everybody's a perp. And, I mean, it's just,
right.
We're all getting subliminal messaging. We've all been through trauma. So we're all traumatized. So it's really, really tough taking a leap of faith and trusting. Now, I really believe that, like I said, just watch a good American movie, watch the launch of the survey on YouTube, make a decision for yourself. But, you do have to submit your personal information. So, information goes to globaltisurvey@gmail.com. And, they, in the subject, put survey ID request. They ask for your first name, your last name, your phone number, and your street and mailing address. Now, I know this is hard for people to do, but I can assure you that they do separate your name from the data, and your personal information is kept offline. So, like I said, the survey format is open format, not constrained by multiple choice responses. Once they receive your completed survey ID, instructions on taking the actual survey will be emailed to you, and the survey ID is required to take the survey. So, why do they need this personal information? So in case they have a key piece of information that, they haven't seen, that they feel is a really critical piece to putting together this whole puzzle, it allows the ability for them to get back in touch with people that, they think have valuable information.
Right, so they may need greater clarification, to determine if there is a group of people who are showing up with these same symptoms, and perhaps maybe be able to figure out the source of that so it will finally be brought to an end.
I mean, this also verifies too that this, to eliminate false claims of targeting too, because anybody could just say I'm a targeted individual without putting their information down. So the deadline is October 18th for completion and submission. So, we just really recommend, if you are a targeted individual, want to expose these crimes, just do what you can to get your voice heard. And please come to our conference if you can, or watch it online, and hopefully we'll try to make this the best resource that we can for the community.
Right.
Have a great day. God bless.
God bless you.
Thank you for your support by viewing and sharing my TV show. I will be having Eric Griffin and Nina Duvall on the show here very soon, so please look out for that. They can't stop us forever. So, in the land of surveillance, the man with the third eye is king, so educate yourself.